All right. So you probably remember. So my first day at the outreach program that I worked at previously, you went out with me on my very first day.
And the last day.
And the very last day. And I thought that it was fitting for that period of time that you were there for the first day and the last day. But I think one of the things that I appreciate is being able to serve together, not only when we do San Francisco, or when you come up here, or when we went to Oakland, we served with the students, just being able to know that importance and what it meant to me, and being able to pass that on to Jaden and to Addison. I think you were right in the generational attitude of service that we're creating, that I feel like we should be able to pass on to anyone that comes out and helps us. Aside from what we're doing, just being able to serve together, I think is one of the things that I'm most excited about when you come up. Every time you come up, we try to go out, and whether it's in the Jeep, whether it's snowing, whether anything that we do. And I think last time in January, when you came up, remember we went downtown and it was snowing, or it had just snowed, and we didn't have any food to hand out. Do you remember what we did? Not putting you on the spot, but I am.
We went, no, I don't remember.
We went to McDonald's.
Oh, we bought, that's right. And we ordered, what was it?
20 cheeseburgers.
20 cheeseburgers.
We ordered 20 cheeseburgers, and we were handing out cheeseburgers. And I just recently heard a story about that same camp where the police and the firemen wouldn't go into that camp because there was just too much going on. There was too much drug use and everything. And when I was hearing that story, I was like, man, that's where we went last time in January.
Oh yeah.
That's where we went. That was kind of probably one of the first City Campers outings that we did together. And I think it's just important to let people know that no matter what you're able to do, involve someone that you care about, whether it's your dad, your mom, your best friend, your daughter, your son. Just being able to serve together and sharing that, just the heart of Christ with people, but also with people that you're close to, is one of the most important things.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a lot to help somebody. So when you do have super hot days, what I did in our area was just go out and get a cooler, fill it with cold ice water, and just go, and you can just find these people. You could find them. They're not hard to find. They're easy to spot. So you're passing out cold water. Even just a bottle of cold water when the temperatures hit unbearable, being on the street, people won't let them in their stores, they won't let them use their restrooms, and that adds to the misery of being hot. So the best thing you can do is do something.
Yeah.
And in acknowledging a person when they walk by them, giving them something to water to drink or a cup of coffee. It just acknowledges their existence, and it gives them, and listen to their story. Their stories are great. Whether they're made up or whether they're true, some have great storytelling abilities. Right. And they're all named Bob or John on the street. So you ask their name.
I think one of the biggest things to remember is that everyone that we meet, they're someone's daughter, they're someone's mom, they're someone's son, they're someone's dad. They all have that family, and they all have a story that they want to share. So I think we'll continue on.
Yeah, my sister has. I'll tell the story. My sister has a stepson who's on the street, and in Southern California, and he will not admit he's an addict, and he's the guy who had a job at a dealership as a service writer, and they gave him a car. He had life going, and then he got addicted to a drug, and then from that point on, his life just went downhill. And the sad thing is, if you have somebody on the street, especially a family member, whatever you do, don't do things that enable them. Constantly offer. This is what can be, if you need help, this is where you can get help. But making them comfortable being on the street as an addict is not a good idea. So it's hit pretty close to home when he's on the streets, and I think my perspective is he's gonna end up being one of the deceased people on the street. because of his attitude and his inability to be coherent and make wise decisions. So remember that.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. You have questions?
Any questions?
Another thing is, the problem of homelessness, city campers, people, they will never ever be solved. It's been going on in Tacoma. It was 100. They've been serving people on the street. The businesses were started serving them on the street almost 100 years ago. Guess what? They're all still people on the street. So you can't. It's not gonna. Don't solve the problem. Don't try to solve it. All you can do is help and be of service and do humanitarian aid, socks, stuff. They have give them a. If you make up a list of, hey, here's the people who can help you. You get clothes, shoes, and blankets here. But that's the best you can do. Is humanitarian aid.
Look at this. I have a starfish in my pocket.
Oh,
there you go.
Thank you. Here, let me throw it back in the ocean. I made a difference to that starfish.
There you go.
You're welcome.